That button's gone live. Okay, I think we are going live now. But nothing's happening StreamerBot wise. I thought I fixed this. Nothing ever just works right out of the box. It is the 17th. Let's see. There we go. There we go. We're live on all the platforms, everywhere. We are live. I don't know why it changed Steam or Twitch. It also doesn't look like it posted still. But we got the music, which that's great. I'm just scrolling to see. Description. Yep, that's the description. I don't know why I didn't post in the announcements. Unless it's waiting for the music? But no, the music is... I don't get it. Okay. Either way, we're doing good. I just manually do some old-fashioned posting in the Discord, and then we'll begin. Hey guys, how's things going? So this is SirLegna streaming about some coding stuff with StreamerBot. Cool. And then I just need some links. Copy, paste, and then my Twitch, which both should be up and running now. So hopefully all that's working. It looks like it is. There we go. And I'll work on that issue a little bit more later. Okay guys, welcome to the stream. I'm SirLegna, and today we're going to teach you a little bit about some coding aspects that I've been doing. So let me make sure that works. Yep. So that as I move the mouse back and forth, I'm not having to move the chat and the view and everything. Okay. So I'll start from a very high point. First, this is a rough cut. So I'm going to repeat myself a few times. You guys can ask questions as you need it right now. Eventually, I'll compile it into an actual video that's shortened less than 2 hours to explain the core concepts. But I have been streaming for roughly a year and a half now on YouTube, and then I have started on Twitch, and now I do dual streams on both. And one of the things I've noticed is I don't have a clean way to interact with both simultaneously. If you plan to do that, there is a lot of terms with Twitch on exactly how you need to do that. I'm not going to explain everything I need to do in a stream as to the best of my knowledge following Twitch's guidelines. I'm going to really explain today how to empower StreamerBot to be much more powerful than what the little program you see right here is showing. Okay? So, one of the first things we need to do is I need to send this link onto. And I put a space. I'm an idiot. Okay. There we go. One more thing. There we go. I had to suppress that sneeze. Okay. So, one of the things StreamerBot has a lot of cool aspects to, and I'll show you like with the mouse movement, is you can write C code. And before everyone panics, C code is not as complex as you may be out. It's C# actually. One second. Okay. You can write C# code, and it's not as complex as it seems. A lot of this makes it very easy. Alongside that, StreamerBot comes with a lot of documentation, especially their API. And one of the core things is if you go to one of their commands, so let's just go to a core one, let's say read a line from a random file. Okay? Sorry, 1 second. I'll mute myself. Allergies, you gotta love them. Okay. So one of the core things, which isn't in this one, of course, I think sound has it. So let's say we play sound. Okay. So this is an option you get in StreamerBot. So if I hit cancel here, go down here, go to core, go to sound, play sound, and I get this option. And this is lovely. For very simple things, this will give you everything you could ever want. But, hello viral! That emote in your welcome sound is perfect. But you can actually get into the code and do code as well. However, if you've ever done coding, one of the great things is autocomplete. And they've started introducing it, as you can see here, but it's not fully there. For example, I have this cursor object, which is a point, which has some extra properties. So if I do cursor dot, it doesn't tell me that there's an X, a Y, an or, none of that. It just goes, yep, that's a value. Now CPH, the built-in library, it does give you auto suggestions. So, what we would love to get out of this is give us the power that StreamerBot gives us. The ability to play sounds. Let's go to triggers. The ability, since I'm streaming on Twitch right now, the ability to detect when somebody follows us and get all these values, such as if they're subscribed or moderator or whatever. Okay? All that's really cool, but we're limited in what StreamerBot can do. And I really was feeling its effect this past week and a half, because I'm trying to do a dual stream on both platforms. And I want it where when somebody types jump scare, it does the jump scare sound effects and all that, no matter which platform you're on. That's not a great example, but shout out. Shout out's a great example. Because I need to know who you're shouting out to, how to get it in, and then I need to post it on both sides. I don't want to post it just on YouTube, and I don't want to post it just on Twitch. If you do a shout out, it should go to both sides. So that's what I've been trying to resolve. And I gave my first Reddit gold ever this past week because of this. So the secret is making a DLL file, which is a dynamic link library. We're going to use C#. You can write dynamic link libraries in other languages, but to me, if I'm working on a project, I try to work on the same language across the project. So I wrote a bunch of C# code. Here's the post R code. It basically just calls the post message with get all sources, which is basically get Twitch and YouTube as a list. And then it does all this logic to make sure I'm not posting too many characters, and eventually it calls CPH and send it. But the great thing about this is when I go up to message, okay, I already have this code written, but let's say I want message. Not only do I get the autocomplete to tell me it, I get VS Code's smart analyzer stuff, which does other things. But let's ignore that for now. I also get all these help functions that I can be like, okay, what is count? And I'm like, I imagine I know what count is, but it also tells me. It takes a representation of sequence, and you're like, okay, that's a bunch of random stuff. But I can click on it and actually get to the source where it tells me the code. Now, this is low-level code. I don't expect anyone to understand it easily unless you've done code, but it gives a nice little summary, returns the number of elements in a sequence. In this specific thing, it's the message you want to post, so count's going to return me the number of characters in that message. So with this, I get all that power of C# plus all the add-ons to StreamerBot. And one of the things I've been doing a lot with, I don't need these two lines, is, like I said, StreamerBot doesn't do a lot of autocomplete. Well, I can code up everything I would code up in StreamerBot, like post or hello world, post, and then I can just go, yep, this is what I want. I only need to copy this section, go into StreamerBot, go core C# execute code, and replace this all with that all, hit format, compile, and it's going to get me for a custom bot, but that's because I'm not using my DLL. So if I'm using DLL, and then I have all that code, and again, I had the autocomplete and all that stuff built in, which is great. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the basics of around this. I'm going to show you the pitfalls I made, and then I'm going to show you how to overcome them so that you don't have those issues. So let's begin. First things first, you're going to need to get StreamerBot. It's relatively a simple process. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you're going to go to StreamerBot. You're going to click here. You're going to click. No, I want to. StreamerBot website. There you go. You're going to click here. You're going to go to streamer.bot. And you're going to download the streamer.bot file, not the speaker.bot. Speaker.bot is a tool to do text-to-speech and other things. I haven't played around with it too much yet, but from what I've heard, it's really good. Okay? So you're going to hit download. It's going to download it. You're going to be fine. I trust you can figure that out. Okay? It's going to load up like this. We don't need to worry about any of this right now because you're going to learn this on other videos. What we're going to teach is how to do a DLL. Hello! I'm going to call you Brandy Buck for now. Hello, Brandy. Hopefully everything's going well. So, I'm going to show you how to set up a DLL. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need a new project. Okay? I use VS Code or Visual Studio Code. This is due to this is my active IDE at work, and I'm trying to learn it. I don't like IDEs in general, so this is just me practicing that. In the grand scheme of things, you just need a library or an IDE that can create C# or DLL files however you'd like. I'm going to go through this process. If you have another IDE of your preferred, it should be relatively the same process. So we're going to create a new project. We're going to create a class library. You're going to hit next. You're going to change up the location. Nope, we don't want it in there. Where did I put it? There you go. DLL attempts. Okay. And you're going to just name this. You're going to create a folder? No, I don't think you need to create a folder. You just hit set. Come on. Select file. There we go. We don't need to create a solution. This is the thing you need to worry about right down here. Project will be created in blah with this. So you want to go up here and name your DLL. I'm doing well. Hardrada? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So you want to name this to be what is going to eventually become your namespace. So if I go back to StreamerBot and open up this bit of code, this is the name you're setting, okay? So it should be your username or whatever you want to do for using. I've been coding for years. Hardrada. Okay. Nice to meet you. So I've been coding for years, and SirL has been a namespace I've used since I was an RPG maker. I'm relatively new to Twitch, but I've been streaming for a good while now. So SirL has been a namespace I've been using since RPG Maker days, so I've been using that still. What is this all about? We are going to empower streamers to have the ability to automate things. For example, I can do this and move my face back and forth just based on where I put my mouse. I also streaming onto YouTube and Twitch simultaneously right now. And if you put in a command that needs to post both platforms simultaneously, it can do that, all thanks to code. So we're going to get all that, teach all that, get you guys skilled up to empower your own streams. So this is like my custom shutout bit of code. And one of the things it does is at the end, it posts to both platforms the shout-out message. And then it also does some checks to get the URL correctly for the person. But, so this name right here is going to be the name you're going to put here. For this case, I'm just going to put test1. Okay? But of course, for your application, you might want to name it better. You're going to hit next. It's not going to give you the option you need for StreamerBot. You need 4.7.2, I believe, is the netcode they're using. Thank you. I wish you the best of luck on everything, and I hope you learn a lot. So they use 4.7.2, and it doesn't give you that option. At least it doesn't give me that option. So I'll show you how to hack it in to get it. It's just not here. So we're going to go 8 anyways, and we're going to hit create. We'll go don't save. So this is where it's going to lend you up, and you're going to be like, this is cool, but it doesn't give me everything I need. Thank you for the follow.
Hardrada4 is curious what's next.
What's next? We're going to be discussing this, and then Saturday, we're going to be streaming some Fortnite as an in-between stream with me and the blackened one. So it doesn't give you a lot, and I'll show you how to improve along this, okay? So first thing we need to do is, if you see in our actually pretty easily, there is no CPH. There's no CPH you can use at all. So we need to add that. So if you go to your dependencies and add project references, you're going to need to go find your streamer.bot.plugin.interface.dll, which is generally within your StreamerBot folder. It's generally in a DLL or in the folder itself. So you're going to need that, and you're going to need common, okay? If you plan to do anything with the JSON database or JSON data structure, you should get your Newtonsoft JSON as well. This also can be found in StreamerBot. So, clicking all that, we're going to hit OK. And it's going to just add all those in as assemblers, right? Yep. No, assemblies. So now you should be able to do using streamer.bot.common.events and using streamer.bot.plugin.interface, and that gets you both of those. So now if you want to do it, you can do, I think it's inline cph.base. You need to inherit that, and if you inherit that, then you can do I need to do a function. Public function execute. There we go. There we go. Now I can do CPH, and I get all the options CPH has. Okay? This should be public or execute, I think. Yeah, and then return true. There you go. So we could do cph dot get user var, and we get all the options. So we could say SirLegna, date, first time date, and it would be persistent, so true. And we could get that. We need to tell it what it is. We'll just say it's a string for now. And we'll say string x equals that. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, because apparently it's x. They're expiring that. That's an old command. So you can do stuff like this now. So we've gotten pretty far. but we're not there yet. There's still a lot we need to do, okay? So, this is a good placeholder. Like I use on mine, I put a lot of my StreamerBot code into a placeholder CS file so that I can type this quickly without issues. If, for whatever reason, you like typing your code out in this editor, go forth and do awesome. I rather have a 4-power editor on this than trying to remember all these codes. So, with that, we've gotten pretty far. But we're not at the point where we can get our own custom functions in. So let's do that. Let's say I have how do I want to do this? I guess the question is, do I want to show you guys how to do it without CPH access or with CPH access? I think I'm going to show you both. I think I'm going to show you the way I learned it. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this a static class. And we're going to make it math. And we're not going to need the CPH because it's static. We're not going to worry about it. Okay? And let's say, for whatever reason, we have a weird desire to have something that can times 2 numbers together. Yes. Ultimately, that's equivalent to just doing return x. Whoa, I have no clue what that is. X times y. Stop giving me weird things. Y. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. And we're going to say this is a float. And we're going to say you take a float of x and you take a float of y and you multiply them together. We'll call it multiply. Okay? 1 second. Stupid allergies. Okay. Oops. Let's continue. So, we've created this math with a multiply function, which is yelling at me why can't declare instant members in static class. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, there we go. That's why. Yes, we need the function to be static as well. So, we've created class 1 that is really math. Best practices, you should rename the file to be that same name. But because we're doing a demo, I'm not going to do that. We've created a namespace called test1. And we have given the multiply float x and y and with a return statement. Okay? So next thing is we clean. We always should clean first. And then we build. And it will go through and build the DLL. But I made a mistake, and I always make this mistake every time I start up one of these. We need to clean one more time, because what we actually need to do is unload it and get access to this file. This file is your CSPROJ file, okay? And I'm actually going to open up my other one so I can remember exactly which ones we need to put in here. So if I'm not editing it, so I should just be able to open it. File. Is it going to be in my recent? Yes, there we go. So we need it to have these settings. These should automatically be inherited, which they are. But we need it to have 4.72 enabled, 10.0 and x64 if you have the x64 version. If you don't have the x64 version, you should just keep it to x86, I believe is the other one. So we're just gonna copy and paste this actually. Boom. Sorry guys who are watching it, you can't copy and paste it, but it's pretty easy to type out. And what this will do is it will set your settings up to match the settings StreamerBot has. If you don't do this, you're getting into a lot of issues where it's like, I don't know where this is. And you're like, I literally gave you the address to where this is. And you're telling me the address and you're saying it's not there. And I can open it up and see it. What it's saying is it's there, but it can't load it. And it gets annoying because it says that as if it wasn't there. It'd be like, fire not found. And you're like, the fire is right there. Fire is not found because it can't load it. It's not that it isn't there. So that was a fun lesson. Okay, stupid allergies. I had to go out somewhere where I don't normally go, and everything wanted to attack me. So, yay. So, this is key. So, we're going to save it, and we're going to need to reload the project. The only reason I'm unloading and reloading is because if you don't do that, when you go to build, it might build with the old settings, and that will get you annoyed and upset. So we can go back to here. Oh, that looks good. We're gonna build. Building worked perfectly fine. We can grab this. And I just drop that in there. And you should see something like this. Okay? Now, I generally just grab all of these. You, in theory, only have to grab the DLL or any associated DLLs outside of StreamerBot. But to me, these files are generally small, in total 1 megabyte. So I don't have a big issue duplicating them on my computer. If you do, like I said, I believe you can grab only the ones that aren't StreamerBot specific. So I believe you just need these two for this example. But if you can, just grab all of them. So we're going to duplicate this tab. And I'm going to go up to my YouTube and down to YouTube scripts and into StreamerBot and into the DLLs. So this is the key factor, and this is where I gave my first ever Reddit gold to. You can do this. That is perfectly fine, and it will work just the same. But as you can imagine, if you create a bunch of functionality and you have hundreds of files, you are going to get a file, oopsie, that looks more like this, which isn't bad, but it's a little complicated and a little hard to organize. So what I recommend is creating a new folder. Here's the key step, guys. This folder has to match. Hey, this folder has to match the name of your core DLL. So in this case, this will be test 1. If it doesn't, it will have the same issues. You'll put all this in here. Oopsie. Come on. Oh my gosh. Drag, copy, and paste. Actually, I should have just dropped that all in. You would have the same issues where when you try to put it into StreamerBot, it will go, I have no clue where you're looking at. And it's because, from what I can grasp, StreamerBot does a security check. And it goes, I'm only going to trust files. I'm only going to gain access to files that follow. Yes, I'm a StreamerBot teacher now. I'm only going to grab files from my DLLs that are either the file itself, so if you've dropped it off right here, or it's in a folder with the same name as the file itself. Okay? So we're good here. We have set up the Windows or file management application side of StreamerBot. But now, we need to tell StreamerBot about all this. So we go into StreamerBot, and we go, if I want, you should go to my test function, there you go. If I go in here, and start using, using test 1. So now we're theoretically grabbing our code. Theoretically. Because if I compile, you're going to see, I don't know what test 1 is. Are you sure you've loaded the assembly? Kind of like what we had to do in our VS Code to get it to understand StreamerBot. We gotta do the same thing on StreamerBot to get it to understand our test 1. So one way to do it is to go to References, go to File, click DLL, or go to your DLL file, go to test 1, click test 1, hit open, see that it's here, and then go to compile log and compile. Yay, it found it. That is one way to do it. And if you have one-off scripts that you are only ever going to use the DLL for like one time or very selectively, I recommend doing that. It makes it easy and everything. If you are doing it like me, where you have many scripts that are going to use your DLL over and over again, go to your settings and go to C# compiler and add it here. Same steps, DLL, test 1, add it here. What this one does is it will automatically, hiddenly, add it to each C# code you have in your entire StreamerBot. Now, when I say hiddenly, I mean hiddenly. If you were going to something like show links, you have the using SirL, which is my DLL. But if you go to references, in this case, I actually was using it. You go to a new one, shout out. So using SirL right here. But if I go to references, there is no SirL anywhere. Woo! It's because it's pulling it from the overall global settings. It would be nice if it showed up here so that you would at least know, but it doesn't. So with that, I think we removed it from the setting. Yep, we're good. And we have it in tests. Cool. So now we have it here. Awesome. But what does that give us, guys? Like, did we do anything? Not really. There wasn't a lot we did. Let me move some things around so you guys can see the code on both sides simultaneously. Am I live? Whoopsie. Closing out that window isn't gonna help. Hopefully I didn't skip frames. I might have skipped some frames or dropped some frames. It looks like Twitch might have went out. Twitch or YouTube had a dip. I don't know which. Just verifying that I'm still live. Yep, okay, still says I'm live, so we're good. But I don't know what happened there. That was interesting. But I'm back. So, this is the code for my tester function, and this is the code for our DLL. You don't need to have both of them up if you know the commands and stuff. I am just having mine up just for ease of access. So, I'm not going to explain all of the C# code. I'll quickly explain what we see right here so that I can go onwards. Use system. This is almost a generic. You need it everywhere. Just add it. It has a lot of system property capabilities. If you don't add it, you lose a lot of functionalities that most people just assume. Okay? Public class CPH inline. This is a special class in StreamerBot that gives you access to CPH natively. You don't have to do anything fancy. 1 second. Nope. Okay, and we're back. Okay. Hey, can't see that. Yeah, it looks like we're back. Okay. I just want to make sure. This is the first time I've ever had OBS like have a, hey, you need to reconnect type thing. So I'm a little wonked out because of that. But okay. Public for execute. This is the function StreamerBot calls when it does execute code. If your code is not in this function, your code is not going to execute. Done. That's what this commented line out is saying. Your main code should go here. Now, it doesn't stop you from putting public int myInt, and like the famous, whoopsie, if I type everything right, like the famous xkcd, return 4. You can do that, and in here you can do myInt, and it will get you 4 every time. You can do it there, but if you delete this code and do this, you're not getting 4 ever. So, we want the execute. Execute is basically your main, if you've done any other programming languages. It's a bool. It requires you returning a true or false. From my understanding, StreamerBot doesn't do anything with this true or false. However, you can call your own code in StreamerBot, and one of the properties is returning the variable the code executed with, which allows you to get a true or false. How I generally use it is, was the command successful or was the command failed for whatever reason? So with that, let's get to it. So you should be able to do test1 now, multiply, and I should be able to give it an X and a Y, and it should give me a float back. Do we need test one? No, we don't need test one. We need math. So I can do math.multiply, give it an x, give it a y. So 5.5 and 8.9 and float answer equals math.multiply. So this should times 5.5 by 8.9, give it back to us. Then we can do cph dot send message. This is for Twitch. $sign lets you put variables in the text. My answer is curly brackets answer. That lets you put the variable that we got from here into here. And we should be good there. And because I'm streaming on YouTube, we'll go cph. I want to say it's send YouTube message. Yep. No, it's more complicated than that. It's send YouTube latest monitored message. Gotta love YouTube. We need to give it the message. Oh my gosh, come on. Message is that, and it's not coming from my bot. So there we go. So if everything works right, we should have it. Remember, check the references. Make sure your references are either from the global side or are coded in right here. We should do compile to verify everything works. I forgot some colons, like always. Compile again. Yes, so math is not verified, so I actually have to say test1.math. Can't convert double from double to float. How do I make, I think it's F. There we go. So minus a few little issues here and there, everything works. So the reason why I had to do test one is because system has its own math and it couldn't figure out which math I wanted to do. And then I forgot floats have an F next to them so that they're a float and not a double. Quick explanation, doubles are bigger in some ways, not bigger in others. Have fun looking up that answer. So we compile, we save and compile. We bring back here, and I go, hey, let's test that trigger. Twitch and YouTube just got the answer, 48.95. So that is one aspect of StreamerBot that you can use. Is you now can create your own math functions and anything else that you might need as you code. More realistic examples include my JSON.css or CS. StreamerBot puts a lot of variables as strings. What this does is, if I make a dictionary object or a JSON structure and go, hey, can you make this into a JSON string? I now can store that in StreamerBot. And then my deserialization allows me to take it out from StreamerBot, go, hey, this I believe is a JSON string. Can you make it into a dictionary or a data structure? And it goes, here you go. So that's a key aspect, or a key tool I use. Another one is message, which I showed earlier in the stream. So Twitch has a 500 character limit, and YouTube has a 200 character limit. When I'm posting messages, I don't want to care about any of those character limits. So that's what my message class handles. Is it goes, hey, you're going to tell me what the message is and how big a chunk of that message can be. And it does a lot of little math all around here. And what it does is it breaks that message into 200, 500 chunks. Okay? Then on top of that, it adds a continue and an end indicators. So that if you're somebody who's receiving that message and you're like, doesn't seem like the full message, it will say continue, and then it has a hash code that's 3 digits long. It'll be like continue 128. And then you could just find the next continue 128 or find the end 128. And you know that's where the end of the message is. 1 second. Okay, and we're back. So you can find where the end of the message is. So that's 2 core places where I use it. My SirLegna is not one of those. As you can see, this one has the static nonsense, and this one also has the static. This one doesn't. This class is public. This variable is static, but all these functions are generally just public functions. And the reason why, and this trick was confusing as well, is if we went back to our test function here and did cph what did we do? We'll just grab these 2 lines of code. Grab, copy, boop, paste. There we go. So let's say we grab these 2 lines of code right here, okay? As you can see, it's yelling at us. It's going, CPH doesn't exist in this context. And you might be like, but SirLegna, you told me we do inline, base CH, and everything's good. Wait, it's not liking that anymore because it's static. It's like, okay, well, we take away the static. And it's like, cool, that works, but wait, it still doesn't like it. It says it's not defined? But what does that mean? So the trick is, CPH is a class in StreamerBot that StreamerBot creates on the fly when you're using it. Which means if you try to call this function, you're not going to get StreamerBot. If I do what is it? I think it's this. If I do CPH inline base, CPH equals this. Oopsie. There we go. So now everything looks like it's working. I might be using the wrong function here. But there is a class that you can use, okay? And it will look like it's working, but it's not. Because again, CPH is defined by StreamerBot, not by you. So if you do this, you could create your own CPH, but when you do send message or send message to YouTube, it's not going to know your Twitch or your YouTube. It will know the function exists, but you're going to get a weird error saying this function can't be found, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So what's the secret then, SirLegna? How do I make this work? I want to be able to do posts on both platforms simultaneously without having to copy the code twice. I get you. Promise me. I get you good. Okay? So what you need to do is something like I did here. Okay? Is you create... Oh, it's this. Sorry. This is the class you want. Whoopsie. Not that. There we go. Yeah, you can't create it. There is no new to it. Okay? So, you'll run into issues. Okay? Either way. But what you want to do is you want to go, hey, when you create my class, please give me the CPH. 1 second. Okay. So you want to be like, please give me the CPH that's defined, and I will set it to my own private CPH. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fix this command up a little bit, okay? So we don't need that. We don't need this. We're going to call this postmath, just for clarity. Again, if you change this name, good practice is to change the name in the file as well. Okay? So we're going to need to create a private inline. We're sorry. Inline proxy. And we want to call this capital CPH. The reason why we're doing capital CPH is because we want the same convention, capital CPH, to exist in our code base so that it can be easy for us to switch from one side to the next. Okay? So that's our private little CPH function right there. But we need to actually have a way to set up the class. And there's two ways you can do this. You can make it where every function has its own CPH. Okay? Which if you do that, you don't need this because you're just passing it along. But if you can imagine, when you go into StreamerBot, that's going to get really annoying to have to do multiply this by this CPH over and over again, okay? So instead, we're going to define it once and use it everywhere. So we're going to need to create a new constructor class. And this is where it kind of comes into benefit if your naming convention is unique, or not unique, but consistent. In this case, it needs to be postmath, not class 1. But you want it to be public postmath, and you want to give it whatever you want to set up. And then you can do this, and that works, okay? My coding convention is underscore CPH, which means it came outside of us, and then the capital can just be what it is. That's my convention of how to do it. You may have a differing convention. Okay? I don't know why these CPHs are yelling at us. It should not be null anymore. Yeah, I don't know why these are yelling at us. Either way, we'll fix them hopefully as we go through. So, this will be on multiply. It'll get an X and a Y now. So we'll go answer float answer equals X times Y. And we don't need to return this. I think it's because it's a static still. Yep, that's the issue. And we can just do void here because we don't need to return anything anymore. We now can just say, hey, create a post math. And then inside that post math recreated, do a multiply. And that will post the messages we want. We save. We always do a clean. We clean the build. We build the build. We got the build. We go to where the build was, copy all this, just paste it right over, just replace everything. Oh yeah, I have to close StreamerBot. Sorry, YouTube, your chat's gone for a bit, but it will come right back. There you go, your chat's back. So, the reason why we had to do that is every time you change the DLLs, StreamerBot doesn't like that when it's running. So you have to close it and then reopen it. But now everything exists where it is. We can go back to my little tester function. Go here. We don't need to change the namespace because the namespace has been the same. We do need to change how we do stuff though. So now, let me close this out and move this over real quick. So now, instead of what we had before, we're going to do postmath x equals new postmath, and we need to give it a CPH. So we just give it the CPH right there. And then all we have to do is do x dot multiply, and we give it the function, the values we had before. Make sure your brackets are where they are. And then all this disappears. And we now have a function that will take two values, multiply them together, and then post the answer on both YouTube and Twitch. So we compile it, everything's good to go, hit save. Come over here, run the test, and 48.95, 48.95. We have done it. Everything works, and you can now use that bit of code throughout. So let's go through some of the functionalities I've created. One thing I did is I have a dictionary that has both my accounts. This is so I have a bunch of rules in my code that says don't post on my account or don't give me updates to my variables because I'm the streamer. Oh, that was a plane. I have this debug mode this allows me to do actually something that might be valuable to you guys. I think get Laura, no, blind. Yeah, blind has a debug mode. So instead of me having, whoopsie, I don't care about that. Instead of me having to go in here every time, go into my actual code and turn debug mode on, I made it where I can just do a set argument, debug mode equals true, and that will automatically turn on debug mode. This allows me to do it without having to go in every time. And to turn it off, I just disable it. So there's my CPH function. And then here's my posting. So post to source, post to other, post to all. All of them go to my post message, which does all the logic. Get all variables. This does getting both all my Twitch and all my YouTube user variables. So, and then I have ones that are platform specific on various types. On set, platform specific. Banned a user, platform specific. Timeout a user, platform specific. SirLegna law, this is logic for my internal channel points. 1 second. So these are logics for my internal channel points across both YouTube and Twitch. So that's what that's for. Setting up it, same logic across all the platforms. Making purchases across all the platforms. Playing user music, which is a little bit of custom code I've written to have it where each of my users can have a unique song associated to them alone. Play random music. I provide a list of music and it just plays one at random. Limit via debug. This is where I use my debug logic to go, hey, if it's me, don't use it. Get source. This is getting the source in which the command came from, Twitch or YouTube. Get non-source does the inverse. It gets the source and removes it, and then gets all the sources and removes the associated one. And then log error is just a logging function. So with all that, I have a lot of capabilities and a lot of ease of use to get it all working. With that, we are, oh my gosh, like an hour early. So is there any questions, concerns, issues you all have? I believe I'm on both platforms still working well, so this is the best time to ask any questions you have. If you don't, then I wish you the very best. My YouTube video will be up for indefinite. So if you have questions, put comments there. I will try to reach out and help you out how I can. With that, I'm going to just do a quick rundown since it seems like no one's around to ask any questions. So key factors. First, you need a DLL file to enact all these powers we just discussed over the last hour. So to do that in your favorite editor, you're going to go to New. You're going to go to Project. You're going to go to Library. You're going to want to know the project name is under the same name that you want it to actually exist in. So, Bob, okay? You want those to be the exact same name so that the namespace all links up correctly. Okay? We don't need to do that. Then, the next thing you're going to want to do, don't be an idiot, don't forget it like I do. Unload the project. You want it to have these 5 lines. This is your target framework. When you're building your project, if you're like me, you won't be able to choose that target framework. So you have to put it in this code right here. 1 second. Okay. So you have to put it right there. Don't worry about any of these other things specifically. All of these are just requirements you just need to have due to StreamerBot. Platform target. If your StreamerBot is an x64, put x64. If it's not, put x86-64, whatever the other one is. Okay? I'll go through this. You do not have to add this manually. Unless your editor can't do this, then you'll have to put in the name of the DLL and the hint path to that DLL. So that's that. Let's reload this project. There we go. We don't need that. So, if you're using VS Code to get those paths we just discussed, right-click, add project reference, hit browse, find these projects in your StreamerBot file. You don't need JSON unless you're going to use JSON. Okay? But the other two I highly recommend. Okay? So, with that, if you want to use StreamerBot CPHs and stuff, you need to pour them into yours using the using function. Beyond that, if you want to use StreamerBot's CPH, which you need to do if you're going to do anything with it, you need to do some way to get the CPH. You either can do a constructor function like this, with a private variable to store it, or you could do it where every function has its own invoke CPH capability. It really depends on how often you're going to do the function, which one you prefer. However, if you're going to do something without any of CPH and you just want to have the functionality coded up, then just make everything a static. Static class, static function, and then you can just do class.function, give it, and it will return you your answer easily. Oopsie. There you go. So that is those two key factors. Last thing, when you build it, you need to grab it from wherever you build it from. Go to your StreamerBot, go to your DLLs. You can do 2 things here. You either can drop the entire thing right into this folder. You just paste it right in there. Or you create a folder with the exact same name as your base DLL, okay? And it will connect beautifully. If you don't do that, you will have issues, okay? Then, the last step to connecting everything up, you can do 2 options here again. Everything's 2 options. you can go to references and find that DLL here. Or you can go to settings, go to C# compilers and find that DLL here. If you do it in this one, it's across everything. You never have to do it again. If you do it the other way, you have to do it for each and every one. That is the two methods. So, with that, is there any questions from anyone in the chat? Because otherwise, I'm ending 45 minutes early, which is no complaint to me, but I'm here to help you guys. I'm going to believe that that means that no one needs help. And I think we're going to raid into Atari. Yeah. So let's start that rage. Oh no, he's like in a waiting page. So I guess we're going to go raid into Doug, who's not going to recognize me. Big streamer, but hey, we'll raid into him. So we're starting the raid now. Hopefully everything's working. Wonder, can I raid into him? I wonder if he has raiding rules where I can't raid into him. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm able to raid into him. That sucks. So I guess we're all going to Atari because there's no one else. Off to Atari. There we go. So I hope you liked the stream. Remember to thumb it. Remember to cheer. Show me the appreciation. Again, if you need any help anywhere in this process, reach out to me. I have a Discord. I have the comment section below. If you're on Twitch, go to my YouTube to put comments or to my Discord. But that is going to be it. It has been a blast. Like I said, it spent me about an entire week and a half to sort this out. And I'm glad to be able to share it with you finally. Remember to follow, subscribe. I do tech stuff. I do video game stuff. I'm making my own video games every now and then. So I'm certain that it's going to be a blast for the foreseeable future. I will catch you guys all later. Have a good rest of your week. And I will see you all Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Uh-oh. Bye. 3, 2, 1. I think I'm off by 3 seconds. Bye.